What is up? It's time for our Big 12 football picks against the spread. I'm Pete Mundo. It is great to be here with you as always as we get set for another show. Now, here's the thing. I wanted to do this show last night. I was out of town for the day job. Some of you may know, I host a radio show in Kansas City on KCMO. We were in Washington, D.C. the last couple of days, so I couldn't get this show done yesterday. Of course, this is the worst week for that because we've got a Thursday night game with West Virginia taking on Virginia Tech. So I'm not going to give you my pick for that game on this show because by the time you hear this, by the time you listen to this or watch this, that game will either be underway, well, it's underway right now as of this recording, be finished, whatever. So we're just going to dive right into all the other games. If you want to see my pick on the West Virginia game, that is up on the website at heartlandcollegesports.com. Thank you, as always, for being here. If you're on YouTube, like the video, subscribe, Facebook, share it. We love you guys. And the podcast, as always, a free koozie when you leave a rating and a review, and send me a screenshot of that rating and review to Pete Mundo, Mundo, at heartlandcollegesports.com. So let's start with those Big 12 picks that on the season are 16-8-1 against the spread. That's a nice start through 3 weeks. I don't know if I can keep up a 666 winning percentage, but I'll do my best. And we're going to start off with TCU at SMU. Iron Skillet's back. Great storyline with Sonny Dykes, fresh off his tenure at SMU. You look at this SMU team coming off a tough loss against Maryland. The costly turnovers in that game, really the reason they lost. They should have won the game. They had over 500 yards of offense, but they shot themselves in the foot. Meantime, TCU's off a bye week, but I don't know. We don't know what TCU is. That Colorado win looks worse by the week. Colorado is terrible. And Tarleton State is, with all due respect, Tarleton State. So I don't know what TCU is. I don't. I think I want to know what TCU is, but I don't know what TCU is today. I know the Mustangs are high-powered on the offensive side of the ball. I know that this team is incredibly motivated to beat their former head coach. They played stiffer competition this year. And for that reason, and I'm getting an underdog at home with all those factors I just mentioned, I'm going SMU +3 at home on Saturday. That's what I'm doing. TCU at SMU, SMU +3, by the half a point if you have to, just to feel better about it. Iowa State and Baylor on Saturday. This has been an outstanding matchup in the Big 12. The last 3 games, the last 3 seasons, Iowa State and Baylor, these games have been decided by a total of 11 points the last 3 seasons. And the winner of this game the last 3 seasons has played for a Big 12 title. Baylor in 2019, Iowa State in 2020, Baylor last season, who ultimately won it. Baylor comes in with the more experienced quarterback, a defensive line that could give first-year Iowa State quarterback Hunter Dekkers fits. And speaking of defense, these are 2 of the best overall defenses, top to bottom, in the league thus far. And if nothing else, I feel like a close game is going to happen either way between Iowa State and Baylor. And if you look at Iowa State, you say, what's the weakness? Secondary right now. And we know that Baylor has a lot of guys at the skill position. You just need one of them to break off a big play. That's all you need. And that could swing this game in one direction. So I've got the more experienced quarterback as an underdog, and against a first-year quarterback, I'm going to take those odds. And I'm just going to throw this out there as well. And I've seen this on Iowa State Twitter. So I'm just passing on what I'm seeing from Iowa State fans. But I feel like Iowa State fans are getting upset with other Iowa State fans in terms of what the atmosphere has been like at Jack Trice thus far this season. Underwhelming would be the word I would use based on what I've seen on Twitter. And if Jack Trice, and I don't know if that's complacency from Iowa State fans, I don't know. But this is a huge game Saturday. Iowa State fans, you better show up. You better make noise. You better have that place rocking because you have great home field advantage. Don't lose it. Don't get complacent. And I'm seeing a lot of Iowa State fans saying, hey, guys, what are we doing here? What's going on? We're getting complacent. The crowd wasn't rocking at the home games this year. So let's not lose that. And if Iowa State doesn't bring that to the table, then forget it. I like Baylor even more, but I'm picking Baylor with the points, Baylor +3 in Ames on Saturday. Meantime, Kansas and Duke. Kansas and Duke. So I've been all over KU. You guys know I love this KU story. They're 3-0, can't beat it, love everything about it. But they've been like a 15 to 25 point underdog in almost every game for the last 10 years. Now they're 3-0 and they're a 7.5 point favorite. We got to have some in between here. Hold on. That's too much. It's just too much. KU can score. We know that. But the defense has been spotty, and Duke comes in averaging nearly 37 points per game. I like the Jayhawks at home in this game. The place is going to be sold out. The booth's going to be rocking. But if I'm getting over a touchdown, I am taking that in a heartbeat. I'm taking Duke +7.5. They played some okay competition. They're 3-0 as well. Let's not forget that. And we're all talking about KU being 3-0. Duke's 3-0 too. KU technically has obviously been down 14 points early each of the last two games. So if I'm getting the opponent against Kansas +7.5, as much as I love KU, that spread feels too big. So I'm going to take Duke +7.5 on the road in Lawrence on Saturday. Next up, Texas at Texas Tech. So the Longhorns rolled last year 70-35 in this game. I'm not predicting that. But this Red Raiders offensive line is really concerning. And now they've got to go up against the Texas front that gave Alabama fits a couple of weeks ago. That's scary if you're a Red Raiders fan. So Texas got out of the gate slow last week against UTSA. Turned it on in the second half. Looked like the team that we expected. Tech's defense was not the problem against NC State last week. But I'm seeing a long day for Donovan Smith and that offense. He's going to have no time. He was running for his life last week. That's going to happen again this week. It'll force him into some mistakes, and UT is going to pull away in the second half and cover the spread. I like Texas -6.5. -6.5. And that's going to be on the road in Lubbock. So give me Texas -6.5. Last but not least, Oklahoma hosting Kansas State. Now, how much of this spread is because K-State lost to Tulane last week? Like, if K-State had just done enough to beat Tulane last week, how is this spread different? Is it more like 9? Is it more like 10? I feel like it would be. This feels like an overreaction to a trap game loss is what this feels like. Tulane was a trap game. I said it before the game last week. I picked Tulane +14 in that game for a reason. It felt like a trap game post-Missouri, pre-Oklahoma. I didn't think they'd lose outright, but I thought it would be a trap game. I thought Tulane would cover. This game, K-State is getting too many points. Chris Kleiman is 2-1 against Oklahoma straight up in his 3 seasons. They'll come in completely refocused, if nothing else. And also of note, Oklahoma, this is something to watch. Oklahoma's given up the second most sacks in the Big 12 through 3 games against bad competition. K-State brings plenty of firepower on that defensive front. That could be very problematic for Dylan Gabriel. And yes, we all know K-State needs more from Adrian Martinez. You can't rely on just Deuce Vaughn to beat a team like Oklahoma. But I think that Colin Klein, Adrian Martinez, that offense learned a lot last week in a terrible loss. I think they'll be completely refocused, change things up this week. Martinez has to let the ball sling a bit downfield. He can't be timid. And if nothing else, K-State's going to cover 12.5 points. It's too big of a number. Too big of a number in this game. Kleiman has played OU very well, so I'm taking K-State +12.5. So I've got, and just so you know what I have on the website, I'm not going to go into the game, but I wrote about this on the site earlier. I've got Virginia Tech +1.5. I know by the time you listen to this, you'll probably already know whether or not that was a good pick, so do what you want with that information. But in the written part of this, which I put up earlier on Thursday, I picked Virginia Tech +1.5 in that game. I got SMU +3, buy the half a point if you have to. Baylor +3 at Iowa State. Duke +7.5 at Kansas. Texas -6.5 against Texas Tech. And K-State +12.5 against Oklahoma. So I've got mostly underdogs this week. Mostly underdogs in this game. So let's see what else you got here. Kansas. Let's see what we have on Facebook Live. Looking through this right now. Some of your comments. Denny has KU by 21. That's bold, Denny. That's very bold. I mean, I love this team as much as anybody. I love the story as much as anybody, but 21 points is a massive number to like Kansas by in any game. I know they're beating Houston by 18 points. I know that they are the most exciting team in the Big 12 right now, but KU by 21, that is bold. That is very bold. I cannot go there with you. Wish I could, but I just can't do it. Throw in your comments as well on Facebook Live. I'll go through those right now as we have some time here before Week 4 gets underway. Some of you asking about Paul Feinbaum. How about Paul Feinbaum of ESPN saying nobody cares about Bedlam coming to an end? It literally, that's what he said. He said nobody cares about Bedlam. It's old news. No one cares about Stillwater, Oklahoma. Like, of course, Paul Feinbaum's going to take the side. We all know this. Paul Feinbaum is going to take the side of the SEC of Oklahoma. But, gosh, is he such a douche or is he such a douche? I don't know what else to say. It's like, Bedlam going away is great. It's not great that it's going away. Bedlam as a game is great for the state of Oklahoma. As someone who used to live there, it's huge for that state. It's economically a big deal for that state, not just for Stillwater and Norman, but for all the bars and all the small towns around Oklahoma. I used to live in Woodward, Oklahoma, and every small bar in town is packed for Bedlam. It's a great economic boost for all communities around that state, and now it's going away. And I get why it's going away, but I don't have to like it. I just don't. What else do we have? Yes, Feinbaum's a hack. He's a douche. Yeah. Now I got you guys rolling on Facebook Live. Now you're rolling. Jimmy writes, Pete, met your guy, Brian Clinton, a few weeks ago. Good dude. Hope you're well. That's great. I love that you met him. Brian's our managing editor here at the show. He does a great job. Speaking of the show and the site, hey, DraftKings, they're our sponsor of this show. Yes, they are. They are outstanding sponsors of this show. And we hope that you will consider and in support of this show, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and sign up with our code HCS. You heard that right. HCS with our promo code at DraftKings for Heartland College Sports, just in case you're wondering what HCS really is. It's for Heartland College Sports. And it's a great way to support us, get in your bets as well, which I know, some of you got to do it. You got to get on it. And here's the thing. When you use our promo code HCS, what do you get? Well, you get $200 in free bets if your team wins when you place a $5 bet on any football game. That is code HCS only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details, and make sure to get in right now. Thank you all for helping grow this show, helping be a part of the show, podcast, YouTube, Facebook. You're all playing a big role in this. We've got people ask me, they say, who's your funder or supporter? I say you. Like, we don't have a CBS, an ESPN, a 247 behind us. We have now grown this thing to reach millions of Big 12 fans every month because of you spreading the word on this show, supporting our sponsors, sharing all of our content with your friends and family. That's how we've done it. So thank you so much for that. Thank you for being a big part of it. And, it's huge. Huge, huge, huge. What else on Facebook Live? Game day. Oh, this is from Justin. Game days come to Bedlam 7 times. That's the same amount they've come to Oklahoma State, UM, and the Red River rivalry. Obviously, the game is nationally relevant. Yep. I agree. Now, what's UM there, Justin? Why am I blanking on OSU UM? I don't know what I'm missing out on there. But yes, Red River Rivalry, you're right about that as well. Pete, OU covers and take the over. I like K-State in this one. I like K-State. Michigan. Oh, okay. You're saying Ohio State. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to reread that, Justin. 7 times they've been to Bedlam for game day. Same number of times they've been to Ohio State, Michigan, and the Red River Rivalry. Yes, the game is nationally relevant. You're absolutely right. Sorry. I was thinking OSU, thinking Oklahoma State. It wasn't clear to me you said OSU, UM, thinking Big Ten. Sorry, I don't think about the Big Ten on this show. I hate the Big Ten. What do you think of A&M Arkansas? Nothing. It's the SEC. Screw them. That's what I think, Chris. Love you, buddy. I'm just saying. I don't think about A&M Arkansas this weekend. Don't much care. Big 12, baby. That's what we do here. If you lost, go to Feinbaum's show. I'm sure I'll give you some hackery prediction on that game. You guys are the best. Thank you for being here. Apologize. The picks are up a little bit late this week. Day job got in the way. Subscribe on YouTube. Thank you for doing that. Podcast listeners, you guys know the drill. Rate, review, subscribe. We got the free koozies for you when you leave the rating and review and subscribe. Just send me a screenshot of your rating and review to Pete Mundo, Mundo, at heartlandcollegesports.com. Appreciate you guys. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.